If you have found yourself out of a job in the past few months, you are not alone. The coronavirus pandemic and the measures taken to contain it have thrown some 30 million people in the United States out of work. Fortunately, since late March, the federal government has provided a $600 weekly supplement to unemployment benefits that has helped millions of people keep their head above water in these trying times. But as you may be aware, that extra money came to an end on July 31st. Many people in government are trying to get that extra $600 a week, or something like it, extended for at least a little while longer. Unemployment benefits and the issues surrounding them can be a little complicated, so let's break it down and discuss what may happen next. First, what are unemployment benefits? Unemployment benefits are a system of aid to people that have lost their jobs. In the United States, they've been around since the 1930s, when, much like today, lots of people were out of work, and there was great uncertainty about when they'd be able to find work again. They're available to anyone who lost a job through no fault of their own. If you were fired for, say, harassing a coworker, you probably aren't going to be eligible. Is willing to look for work to replace it. You usually need to certify that you are looking for new work every week, and worked a certain amount of time at the job before losing it. As in, you can't have a job for a day, lose it, and then start collecting. The money comes from a small amount taken out of the paycheck of every employee. If you have a pay stub handy, you can see where it is deducted. But that money doesn't go into an account just for you. It goes into a pool that everyone can draw from when needed. Kind of like insurance. For this reason, unemployment benefits are typically known as unemployment insurance, or UI. If you've applied for UI recently, you might have noticed that you apply through the state that you live in and not to federal institutions. States run their own programs, so the $600 a week was in addition to whatever your state provides. The state benefits are linked to the income that you had before you had your job, but vary widely depending on where you live. Which leads us to, why did the federal government create the extra $600 benefits, and why are they going away? In most states, unemployment benefits are usually not enough to live on. In 2019, the average weekly benefit of all the states was less than 40% of average weekly income. For better or for worse, they are meant to tide people over, not replace wages. But when a lot of people lose their job at once, it becomes harder for all of them to find work again. And the federal government will step in and provide a supplement to states' benefits. They did this most recently during the downturn that followed the Great Recession. Putting money in people's pockets helps them pay for necessities like food and rent, which in turn helps those people pay their bills and helps the economy as a whole. Back in March, when Congress passed the law that contained the extra $600 a week supplement, they set a July 31st expiration date. But COVID-19 cases soared throughout the country in July, meaning that it is unlikely that the economy will be back to normal anytime soon. As the date approached, Congress started negotiating about how to do that. But if the pandemic is still raging, what is stopping the benefits from being renewed? Due to a number of disagreements, Congress was unable to come to an agreement before the benefits expired, but they have started to come closer in recent days. Some feel that the weekly $600 benefit discourages people from looking for work. Combined with state UI, people could be making more than they were making before the pandemic hit, which could discourage them from looking for work. They've suggested replacing the $600 benefit with $200 instead. It is true that some low-wage workers are making more than they were before the pandemic, but many economists say that fear of returning to work while the virus is still out there, as well as a sheer number of people thrown out of a job, are bigger factors in preventing people from finding new jobs. They also say that providing people with the extra money is a big help to the economy, and that things could even get worse if we don't. So, what's going to happen? The CARES Act, the bill that created the original $600 supplement, also did many other things, like creating the Paycheck Protection Program for employers. The bills that are vying to create some kind of extension of employment benefits will do other things too. But there's also disagreement about these. Money for states and cities to pay firefighters and nurses, rules that prevent businesses from being sued if their workers or customers got sick with COVID-19. It's all still being debated. Recently, the two sides have started to move closer together. President Donald Trump said he might do something about unemployment benefits by executive order. It's not clear whether the president has the power to do that, but it has sent a signal to his fellow Republicans, who had been opposed to extending the benefits. Members of Congress were supposed to be on vacation next week, but the need to address unemployment and other issues means that they are going to be staying in Washington, D.C. A lot of uncertainty about what is going to happen with the benefits. Will the two sides compromise at $400 instead of $600? How much longer will they last? But it's looking more and more likely that at least something will get done. Stay tuned for updates here when it happens. We're eForms, the biggest online database of legal documents. Subscribe for more weekly videos and hit the link below for more information on unemployment benefits and coverage extensions.